Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ring Awareness, the show about wrestling. Right here in New Mexico, this is your boy Adam Merrick, my co-host. This time we got Kyle. You guys may know him as the Destiny Wrestling referee.
Heck yeah, the Enforcer. That's my buddy Will gave me that nickname.
The Enforcer, Kyle Deese.
I am the law.
The only law for the last couple shows.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking some wrestling. It's been a while since I've done a Ring Awareness podcast. Figured that we've got a lot of wrestling going on in our minds and want to go ahead and share it with you guys. Nobody will probably listen to it, which is fine.
Except Maria.
Maria will probably listen to it. Maybe Abron.
No, that guy sucks.
Kidding. Not really. But hopefully you guys are listening to this. Hopefully you got some new listeners. As always, this is the first podcast that you listen to, please go back. Listen to some of my other ones. I've interviewed quite a few wrestlers from here in Albuquerque, and they've all been some really good podcasts if you want to know more about Ray Basuda, Joe Quesada, Super Chaos, all those guys. Make sure you listen to some previous podcasts. But right now, let's talk some wrestling. We've got so much to talk about.
Dude,
so much has happened.
Wednesday night's wrestling extravaganza of awesomeness. Except this week. I saw Jurassic World on Wednesday, so I had to push Wrestling Day to Thursday, which then added SmackDown on it. On Thursday, I watched Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, TNA, and SmackDown, and then watched NXT Friday morning.
Wow. So now,
a lot of wrestling.
So throughout the week now, Monday we have Raw. Tuesday, is there anything?
Tough Enough next week.
Oh, Tuesday is Tough Enough starting, and then Wednesday.
If you're going to watch the reality show that's not really about wrestling.
Wednesday we got all those shows that you just mentioned. Yep. Thursday SmackDown. Friday anything?
No, I don't think there's anything on Fridays anymore.
It's a good catch-up day.
Yeah, that's catch-up day. That's when I watch SmackDown usually.
So all these shows, the big news recently has been that Destination America, which recently got TNA, now added an hour of Ring of Honor before the 2 hours of TNA,
they did.
Which is unheard of.
Yeah. It's a lead-in show, so they go from one wrestling company to another. But I think it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it means more wrestling for me. I get to see Ring of Honor in a different way than I've always seen clips on YouTube or a match here or a DVD that I borrowed there. But now, every week, I get to see these guys wrestle, and I love wrestling, so I love seeing more wrestling.
So the Ring of Honor show previously was just in syndication. Is that right?
It was, as far as I know, it's just syndication. And they didn't really do anything fancy or new yet because I think they taped these episodes a month or two ago. So it was really just that show broadcast to a nationwide audience. So there was no big brand new debut episode on Destination America. But they're building up storylines. They've got a pay-per-view coming up. Actually, I think next Friday, the 19th. Oh, wow. I think the night before DWO, you can watch a pay-per-view on Ring of Honor.
So I've never really seen a ROH show. I haven't seen too much. I know they've got some great talent there.
I know, we missed the Amarillo show.
Unfortunately, it sounds like it was epic. But what exactly, if you were to advertise this company as opposed to an alternative for TNA, WWE, what makes them different? What makes them stand out?
Part of it is the crowd. The crowds are just insane, kind of actually very similar, I think, in feel to DWO crowds. They're kind of this dedicated fan base who knows these guys. And they had this thing where they throw streamers in the ring, which is I guess it's from Japan, is a sign of honor.
Right.
So you throw it for the wrestler you like.
Nice.
And that's really cool. And they the last episode they brought in. Oh man, now I'm totally going to forget his name. I said it earlier. We've been talking for 2 hours in pre-show all about dinosaurs. But what did I... Oh, he wrestled Dalton Castle.
I have no
Oh my God,
Maria Kanellis.
Legendary wrestler, I should not be blanking on his name, but...
Oh, Justin Liger.
Jushin Thunder Liger. Jeez Louise. So, he showed up, so they've got some, guys that you haven't seen for a while. They've got some new up and coming talents, and anyone who really is following NXT right now knows that a lot of those guys, used to be in Ring of Honor. You've got Kevin Steen, now Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe. Sami Zayn's trainer El Generico wrestled for Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. It's there's you're looking at another alternative to WWE, or guys that are building their way up that maybe someday will be world heavyweight champion.
It's almost like a breeding ground.
It kind of is another breeding ground, and it is. It's focused on the wrestling, but on the story. It's just another product. And so far, 2 episodes in, I'm digging it. Mm-hmm. I'm not blown away by it right now. But
did you keep up with it prior to them going to Destination America, or this is kind of
not
the first?
Really. This is kind of the first. I
Gotcha.
have a DVD of Bryan Danielson from eons ago, and so I've watched that stuff him and Samoa Joe 10 years ago when they were really just getting going and making a name for themselves.
Nice.
But this is kind of just starting fresh. This the same way when I jumped into TNA 2 years ago, and I was just there's more wrestling on. Yeah, there's some people out there that like TNA, and you know what? Some TNA I really am not a fan of. This last week, it was almost all X Division matches, and those matches were all great.
Yeah.
GJ Zima Ion has become one of my favorites.
Okay.
That dude is awesome. Manic, a lot of those smaller guys that are doing all the flippy crazy stuff that I wish I could do if I were a ninja.
Well, before we get into TNA, just the idea of now ROH on Destination America, I'm totally blown away that there was no sort of contract whenever TNA came to Destination America, that there would be no other wrestling program on the network.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's actually kind of a good thing. I was looking at the ratings last week, and Ring of Honor and TNA both had a slight boost in their ratings from the first week to the second week. So maybe some people who are tuning in because they're Ring of Honor fans are sticking around. Maybe building more awareness of wrestling as fun entertainment, because that's what it is, ultimately.
Do you think it's possibly Destination America's way of... Because rumors, again, are saying that they're not happy with the ratings that TNA are getting. Do you think they're trying to help boost TNA, or do you think they're maybe trying to be like, you guys need to get your crap together, because if not, we have ROH ready to go kind of thing?
Man, I don't know. It could be both of those.
Could be either.
Yeah. It's a way to boost, and if the contract doesn't work out, and whenever TNA's contract expires, which I think is September, if it expires and they say, cool, cut you loose, then we've still got Ring of Honor. I've also, granted rumors, you never know, how much truth is actually in them. There was a rumor that the Destination America execs just weren't happy with wrestling in general.
Right.
So the move to bring a second wrestling show on is interesting. It shows that someone there does see wrestling as a viable product.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting, because it could be leading to something bigger eventually.
Exactly.
I think it'd be great actually to see a Ring of Honor versus TNA show. They share some talents occasionally. Why not do not necessarily an invasion storyline, because that's been done to death, Juan. But you could do something where just these guys are going to fight these guys, and it's going to be awesome. It'd be a 2-hour show, maybe produced by both teams. I think that'd be really cool. But
and who knows, maybe, do you think possibly there's a chance that TNA and ROH are actually already working together?
It absolutely could be, It absolutely could be. I don't really know for sure, but if it happens, I'd be excited.
Anything's possible. I think TNA, now we'll jump to some TNA, which will be the first time ever on this Ring Awareness show. I'm actually going to willingly talk about TNA. And since I haven't seen anything, I'm not going to lie. I've seen bits and pieces
of
stuff.
Everything.
So what do you say, how do you say their product has changed? Has it gotten better since their move to this new network?
I know what, I didn't ever really watch them before this switch.
Nobody did, it's okay.
Maybe I did a little bit. What network were they on before? I don't remember. But it's TNA, sometimes it's still really fun. I kind of get bored when I watch some of the old just WWE guys. The main event this last week was Kurt Angle versus or 3 weeks ago was Bobby Lashley, and it was I just didn't care about that match.
Yeah.
But watching some of the young up and coming talents, when TNA first started a little over a decade ago, with the X Division was all the big hype.
Yeah.
I watched it all the time because it was something new and different. It reminded me a lot of the cruiserweights and the smaller guys doing really cool stuff, which I'm a bigger fan of, as opposed to, big guys just doing the things that we've seen for the past 30, 40 years in wrestling.
Right.
And so it was something different. They went away with that and kind of, took a little bit more WWE style when they went with the squared ring. They've kind of gone back to the six-sided ring now, which I think is a way better feel for them. It's distinctive.
Right.
It's a unique looking ring. It gives them the ability to do different things. And as a fan, I like that.
Right.
So I think it's really
gives
cool.
them their own identity.
Exactly. And so they've been doing good, and they're still same as WWE. Man, I'll watch something on WWE and be like, "Oh, this is amazing," and the next segment I'm like, "Oh, this is terrible." Same thing on TNA where I'm like, "Wow, this is so cool," and then I fast forward through the promo of Kurt Angle talking for 30 minutes about something that I don't really care about.
Right.
But it's the wrestling, the bigger part that I care about is still pretty solid.
Gotcha. So all the rumors that we're hearing. Most of my TNA knowledge is coming from the dirt sheets as far as they're in trouble, they're not going to be in business much longer. That's not carrying over into their television product.
No, it's not showing up at all. Josh Matthews is on commentary, and he's great. I mean, Chaz just left. Bully Ray recently left. There's been a couple other production guys that have all been leaving to go take jobs on other TV shows and stuff, but that's the natural aspect of business. Is some people, when they've been at a job for 10 years, they want to change. If someone offers them a little bit more money or a different experience, they're going to be inclined to at least consider it.
Right.
And, so it's not showing up on the product at all. And who knows, what's actually true and what's actually not, as far as all that's concerned.
I know a lot of the big question or big controversy has been their taping schedule. They've taped so much in advance. They taped months in advance. And I think you were telling me that they have one of their big shows, Slammiversary, coming up, but they're taping a whole bunch of television before.
Yeah, they're taping the 3 days before Slammiversary, and I think the first day airs before Slammiversary, and the other two air after it. So they're taping the show before. I don't know. It's just so confusing and just doesn't make any sense, to why you would schedule it that way.
So Slammiversary, for example, is taking place at the beginning of July, but yet they're before that Slammiversary show, sometime this month, they're going to be filming
some of the
television for July and August or something.
And it's just I don't know. I don't like that. Like filming like SmackDown does a week in advance or a few days in advance.
Right.
It should now 2 days in advance.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Whatever. I mean, half the time I tend to pull up I'll pull up the results and see if there's any matches I really want to watch. Mm-hmm. Like this SmackDown, there wasn't a match that I really felt like I needed to watch right before a big pay-per-view, so I watched the finale of SmackDown and that was it. But it just, and I don't do that with TNA usually, but I'll just skip through the matches of guys that I'm not as interested in, or if I see something that looks cool as I'm fast forwarding through it, I'll skip back and kind of watch it. But where they're going from here, we'll kind of just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't like the taping
schedule
super in advance.
Yeah, it is odd, but I guess they got to do what they got to do.
Yeah.
They still got a television product on a national television network, which is good.
Yeah.
So whatever they got to do. So right now, what would be their big thing? I know you said, is the X division kind of making a comeback? Is the Knockouts division doing any better?
The Knockouts are great. They're actually letting their women wrestle 10, 15-minute matches,
nice.
which we've talked about. And, looking at NXT, Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks, they went 24 minutes and tore down the house at Unstoppable.
Yeah.
And, if you give the ladies a chance to wrestle, they can wrestle sometimes.
I know I've heard a lot of good things about Taryn Terrell, who is formerly Tiffany in WWE, that she's been really good. And I have seen some highlights. I saw whenever she first won the belt, and I saw something wherever she did the heel turn, and she went with the Dollhouse.
The Dollhouse,
is that her name?
Yeah.
How's that been going? Is that...
They're all right. This last show, there was like a lingerie pillow fight against Awesome Kong. It kind of turned into a mess, but then Brooke showed up. I love Brooke.
She's hot.
God, she's so hot. I watched The Amazing Race just because of her. I was just like, dude, I had to watch it. So, but
and former Destiny Wrestling alumni Velvet Sky.
Velvet Sky
is there.
she's back. Her and Angelina Love have a little story going. That's something. It's kind of a slow build right now. We'll see what the payoff is.
Nice.
But
so TNA right now looks to be, as far as on television, pretty solid product.
They're still doing okay. They're still, of all the wrestling on TV, that's still like the last one I watch because I go in order from my most excited to my least excited. Usually, except for NXT. NXT is just top notch, so I'll save that for last. Like,
so who's your most excited?
Like NXT and Lucha Underground.
Okay, let's talk some Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground.
I've seen one episode.
Dude, you're missing out. Like, I know when it first started, you and I talked about it, like how like some of the promos and cut scenes are like very productive. Like, it's not one camera following a couple wrestlers while they're talking. Like, it's multiple camera angles. Like, it's cut more like a movie,
right,
or like a video game sequence even.
Right.
But dude, the quality of matches, like, they're doing some cool stuff. Very innovative. They don't have a tag team championship right now, but they do have a trios championship.
Nice.
Which is really cool. And they're in the same building all the time, so the set has really become part of the storytelling. You know, and I've shown you those videos before of Angelico jumping off like this. It's hard to describe if you've never seen it, but there's like an office building offside one of the rings, about 5 feet from the corner, and this dude jumps off the top of this building to do a crossbody on a couple guys in the ring, and then another match he jumped off the same building to kick a dude off a ladder. Like, they're using their structure and their environment in really creative ways, and that's awesome.
Are they a 6-sided ring?
No, they're a 4-sided, but their ring is huge too, man. Like, it looks massive. Like, I think it might be like a 20-foot ring, maybe bigger. Like, it just looks huge. I don't know what it is about it, but it's a massive, massive ring. And it gives them a lot of space to do all the crazy kind of lucha stuff that they're doing. And they've got this mix of lucha wrestlers and like American style wrestlers, and they're really using them all in different creative ways. Ezekiel Jackson is there as Big Rick, and John Morrison is there, and Alberto Del Rio just showed up. And they're bringing in a lot of different guys, and they're bringing in a lot of guys that I'd never heard of, or some names that I had heard of, like Matt Stryker's on commentary, and Vampiro, who's one of my favorites. I love Vampiro. He's on commentary.
So they built quite a bit. It seems like they have quite the star power. They're really becoming an alternative to, possibly...
They really are. Like, some of these guys, like, Chris Cage, who had heard the name before, and Matt Cross, who is Son of Havoc. Like, they're bringing in just some really great wrestling talent.
Well, Matt Cross, who was on one of the seasons of Tough Enough, and then also Ivelisse. Yeah, she's there too, right?
Was she on Tough Enough?
Yeah,
I miss watching.
Matt Cross were on the same season.
Watching Tough Enough after like the first or second season.
Where you can watch it?
On the network for $9.99. I totally should, man. That's not a bad idea. How many seasons were there? Like 4?
There was 5, I believe. There was 3.
Maybe I'll go back and watch some, but I'd like to see these guys. And wasn't John Morrison on one too?
Yeah, John Morrison won 3.
Yeah. But it's a lot of cool talent. They're doing some really unique stuff with their matches. There's the championship that they're going for. They brought in the AAA champion for a little while.
Because it is a spin-off of AAA.
Yeah, AAA from Mexico. Which is a fantastic lucha promotion there, which is really cool to see here. And they're building up kind of the story now, like these 7 medallions that will earn something at some point.
Oh wow!
They've done a couple. They did like a mask versus mask match, which was really cool to see. They did a loser leaves town kind of match, like this guy didn't win. They did a casket match.
I did hear about that.
They called it. I think they just called it a death match, and that was really cool to see because, again, they're using their environment and the stuff in just super creative ways and bringing in a lot of really great talent.
It seems like they're using a lot of Aztec kind of mythology as well.
Yeah, it's got this cool mythology behind it. Like, so it is more of this story, like this long ongoing story that's kind of got these different characters, this kind of superhuman-y aspect to it, and supernatural a lot, like But it's interesting to see and watch and really kind of look at it from a fan, an American wrestling fan, where you watch WWE and they've done stuff like that for a build up for a pay per view or for a match, but nothing really like this long term. And there's like no limits, like it's guy versus girl, it's a midget versus a normal sized wrestler, 3-on-1 handicaps. Like they're playing with the styles a lot, and the trios I think is actually a really fascinating concept. Yeah, to see multiple teams of 3 really working to become champions, and seeing how these 3 guys might be together as a team, and then do they work? Do they function as a team? Do they not? Like the current champions kind of hate each other, but it works as a team unit still, and it's really, really cool.
So it seems like there's a lot of alternatives between Lucha Underground, ROH, and TNA. There's a lot of alternatives for people who complain about WWE. I know quite often there are people who say, "Oh, WWE, same old shit."
Yep.
And you guys have 4 hours of television that's not WWE a week. That is pretty decent.
Yeah, definitely.
So check it out. Support wrestling altogether.
And definitely check out Lucha Underground. I think like that. If you're gonna check out one, check out Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground's top.
Yep.
Speaking of Lucha Underground, next Saturday, Destiny Wrestling is returning back to Albuquerque for our next show, and it's actually going to be featuring a current Lucha Underground star who just debuted. Had his first match not too long ago.
Yeah,
recently.
Debuted like 3 or 4 weeks in like kind of like vignettes, and now has wrestled 2 matches. I want to say maybe 1.
Okay.
I think he interfered in a match and then wrestled a match.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Martin Casaus.
And his name in Lucha Underground is
Marty the Moth Martinez.
Because like I saw a promo where like the moth is his animal or spiritual creature, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So is he kind of a comedic character on?
Very, very comedic.
Okay.
Very comedic, but like at least in that initial approach, like then he ended up wrestling for. Wrestling the champion, and kind of like very kind of very played up, like he was super excited, and he actually did this great moment that I kind of wish that I had like recorded or something, where he's showing the crowd the champion, and then kind of like his face just changes and clotheslines the crap out of him. Nice. And he went super serious from that point in that match, and it was he's a good wrestler, and you guys have the opportunity to see him live in a week, and I met him at the Lubbock tournament, the Martin Van Buren tag team tournament. Yep. What was that, in August?
Dude, in Lubbock? I don't remember.
That was a good trip, except for that one guy. It was really cool to talk to him. He actually gave me a lot of cool reffing advice.
Nice.
He talked to me a lot during the main event. Just seems like a really cool guy, and I guess he's going to do, just announced there's like a Q&A, I guess, for front row.
It's actually holders. A meet and greet. So if you already purchased your front row ticket, you're going to purchase your front row ticket, you may want to do so soon because they are going fast. We do have a meet and greet opportunity for Martin Casaus.
Who was a Tough Enough contestant as well.
Exactly. All 3 of those, Evilise, Martin Casaus, and M-Dog 20, all from the same Tough Enough season.
Oh, were they? I'm going to have to go watch that.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It was a decent season. But anyways, he's going to be doing a meet and greet for everybody who purchases a front row ticket. More information will be available on our Facebook, facebook.com/DWO Wrestling. So be on the lookout for that. Plus, so much more great wrestling is going to be had next Saturday, live from the National Guard Armory. We've got a huge main event. The Death Rage Cartel is taking on the Keepers of the Faith, which is Gabriel Gallo, who's a beast. Dude. This is his first wrestling match in Albuquerque since 2012. And he is the partner of the heavyweight champion Don Vitale. These two have done so much in wrestling. Yeah. I know Gallo has been impressive in Japan. So if you guys haven't seen Gallo, he's definitely impressive for a big guy. Yeah. And
I wouldn't even qualify that. He's just impressive.
Period.
Big guy or not, like he's a talent, that's for sure.
And so many other great talents from Albuquerque are going to be there. We've got Joe Quesada, Thunder, Hobo Hank, Mosh Pit Mike, Ray Basuda. Arizona, we're going to have the Fox Stars, Extreme Champion Josh Carey to Pally Prince, and so many. Again, the talent at Destiny Wrestling is going to be great.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys can join us for that show. It should be a fun night.
It should be a fun night. It usually is.
You guys can yell at Kyle if you guys want to.
Don't yell at me. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm just doing my job.
Let's just let him do his job, guys. So let's jump. We've got a little bit about half the show left to talk about some WWE.
Yeah.
Last time we did the show, talked WrestleMania, did our predictions. Haven't really said anything much. I really want to talk about NXT, which I haven't missed an NXT show since the network's been around. I've seen every show, and
I haven't watched quite as long. I started in like November, and I've watched everything from November to now, and I'm slowly going back to work my way through those old episodes.
Would you say NXT is the best wrestling out of everything? Lucha Underground, TNA, all that.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
Absolutely. Dude, NXT, their weekly shows are top notch. Their quarterly specials, or whatever you want to call them, the takeover events, have just been like mind blowing.
And they just keep getting better and better, which is crazy.
And allowing different people to shine every time. It's not like the same two guys are having the same great match 5 times in a row. Like they're shifting it around. Like, we talked about this. The best match on the last card was Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. Like, those ladies killed it.
Tore it up, man.
Yeah, I've watched that match twice. I want to go back and watch it again. My wife watched it with me. My wife's not a wrestling fan. You'll quite often hear her mocking me at DWO. She's not a wrestling fan, and she was playing on her phone during the beginning of that match, and by the end, like, phone down, she was solid in the match, and she was like, damn, those ladies can go. And I was like, yes, they can. Yeah. As my wife slowly converts to be a wrestling fan.
I like how it was really a good homage. I know Sasha's a huge Eddie Guerrero fan. Yeah. With the reversal of the pins a lot during the opening of the match. Mm-hmm. Like, it was really good. I'd never seen two girls do that before. And I'm a huge fan of both. I really, really like Sasha Banks.
Dude,
But Becky Lynch is really becoming one of my favorites. Charlotte, Bayley, so good as well.
Yeah. You know who trained Becky Lynch?
Wasn't it, don't tell me, it was Finn Balor, right?
It was Finn Balor, which is awesome. Like, and dude, Charlotte Flair, Bayley. I love Bayley, man. I think I'm gonna purchase my first ever Divas shirt, and it's gonna be the Bayley I'm a Hugger shirt. Man, I love her. She is fantastic. She's so quality in the ring. Like, the stuff they're doing with her and Emma right now, I'm loving it. Like, oh, dude, Bayley, I'm a hugger.
And then Dana Brooke, but
and she might get better.
She might get.
I hope she. I mean, that's what I want for everyone in NXT. Like, I want them to be better.
Did you see the match? I think it was this last week. Becky Lynch wrestled one of the new recruits.
Jessica McKay.
Yeah, she was actually not bad.
No, I
liked her better than Dana already.
I saw Jessica McKay like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, who is this girl wrestling? Like, she's really good. Yeah. And sure enough, I think it was Maria who told me on Facebook that it was this girl Jessica McKay, who's like a recent hire from Australia.
That's right.
And I'm definitely impressed. Like, I'm already a fan. She's had 2 matches that on NXT, and I'm like,
what was her first match?
Chick. She lost to someone else a while ago. Maybe Charlotte Flair or Emma. No, I think she lost to Emma right after Emma went evil.
Oh, okay.
And man, I love the evil Emma chants. So awesome. But dude, the women's division, NXT,
top notch.
Fuck. So good. Like, so good.
That needs to be their tagline.
So good. Fuck. NXT. So good.
I'm gonna make that
in
the background.
Awesome. That'd be awesome. Fuck. So good. But and I want to qualify it this way too. Like, it's not like, oh, they're good for women or anything. Like, they are just good fucking wrestlers.
Hands down.
Like they're on tier with the Sami Zayns and the Samoa Joes and the Finn Balors and the Kevin Owens. Like, they are just great wrestlers.
They're even closing out shows on NXT live shows.
Yeah.
Like,
man, can you think of a time, even during the Lita Trish Stratus heyday, never would we see a main event
I think they main evented once, Lita and Trish, or it might have been Stephanie. I think it was when Stephanie lost the belt to Lita.
Really?
I think that's the only time a Divas match has actually main evented, closed out a show.
Yeah, but these girls are doing it, and they rightly so.
Yeah.
If the next pay-per-view they announce that Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch in a rematch is the main event, sold.
Dude, hands down, easily.
Yeah, so good.
Let's talk about their tag team division as well, which is also ridiculously good. They've got the tag team champions right now, Blake and Murphy, who it was odd when they won the belts.
Yeah.
From the Lucha Dragons. They hadn't really done much, but I think that they've done a lot now.
They've done a lot with them.
Especially now that they got Alexa Bliss. How cute is she?
Dude, fuck. She is so hot.
She's ridiculously... I don't think she's the best. I wouldn't put her in the same category as the ladies we just mentioned earlier. But I think with some work, she
could be there for sure.
She can definitely be up there.
And she's doing this with Blake and Murphy. I'm liking that. And what about Enzo Amore and Big Cass?
Dude, hands down my favorite tag team. Period. Right now.
How you doing?
How you doing? I love everything about them.
Yeah. No, they're amazing.
They're really
absolutely
good.
Amazing.
It seems like Carmella, who's also with them, at first she was hated, but now it seems like the crowd's kind of
I know. I thought that was such an interesting
more.
thing when you were telling me about that when they would come down, Enzo Amore and Big Cass would come out and they'd get cheered, and then their manager, their valet would come out them and she would get booed.
Yeah.
It was so weird, but she's starting to get that cheer now, and it's great. I'm actually liking her in-ring work a little bit too. Her and who did she have a match with a couple weeks ago?
She wrestled Alexa most recently.
Yeah, and it was a good, solid match. I was impressed.
Yeah.
They're improving, and that's really what you get to see in NXT is, really the people improving. And I'm really hoping that I hope in a year from now I'm talking about Alexa Bliss and Carmella in the same way that I'm talking about Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch and Bayley and Flair,
right?
Because they have the potential.
Totally.
We'll see how they get there.
We've also got in tag division, we got Vaudevillains.
Dude, I love them.
I really like that gimmick a lot.
Yeah.
It seems like they're doing something with Mojo Rawley, who I don't really care for, and Zack Ryder.
Yeah,
but maybe they'll do something. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Mojo's been out for a little bit with injury.
Yeah.
I think they're the Hype Bros.
Do they have a name now?
I don't know if it's official, but that's what Zack Ryder's been saying on Twitter and stuff.
Well, if it's Twitter, it's official then. Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
That's I think they should bring back the Internet Championship as a network exclusive, since you watch it through the internet, whether you're using it on your Apple TV or your PlayStation 3 or your computer, you're using the internet. I think that'd be great, perfect place to put that.
Yeah.
And have, maybe a lower title for NXT guys that aren't always in the NXT picture.
Yeah.
But what other tag teams are there?
That's pretty much it. It seems like they're going to be doing something with Jason Jordan and Chad Gable.
Jordan, yeah.
Who I think that they're going to be kind of like a amateur wrestler kind of team.
Yeah,
could be interesting.
That. There's a couple other guys there was someone who just faced Big Cass the other day, and Rawless and Samson. They're another tag team. I guess they're starting out.
I don't think I saw that one.
Ty Dillinger had a.
Ty Dillinger was with Jason Jordan.
Yeah, that's right. He was. I like Ty Dillinger.
Yeah.
So far, I want to see more of him. But I think it was 2 weeks ago there, or maybe it was this last week. There was a tag match.
Was it the Mechanics? Was it those guys? There's a tag team. I can't remember the name. So
some of them, they keep changing the names sometimes too, because I know Blake and Murphy used to have first names.
Yeah, Wesley Blake.
WWE hates first names. Adrian Neville should still be Adrian Neville.
How about Antonio Cesaro?
Yeah, that one. I'm okay with that one.
How about Alexander Rusev?
I think Alexander Rusev should still be there too, but But Neville really bothers me for some reason.
Neville bugs. Not the wrestler. Wrestler's amazing.
No, he's amazing.
And real quickly, before we get into Money in the Bank, let's just talk about the main event, the NXT title picture right now. The champion, Kevin Owens, has just been ridiculously good in his role since coming in.
God, man, he is so good. And his NXT Open Challenge and him beating Cena last month.
Oh, yeah.
He is just... Oh, so good.
Sami Zayn, unfortunately, out with injury. Going to be out possibly until the end of the year, which sucks. I'm a really huge Sami Zayn fan.
Yeah.
Same thing with Hideo Itami,
Dude,
also
I
out.
know.
Super bummed for that
Totally
one, too.
sucks.
But
you know what? I'm going to say it right now. I love Finn Balor.
Mhm.
I think Finn Balor took him out.
Oh, you think it's
I
gonna
don't
be...
think it was. I don't think it was Kevin Owens at all. I think it was Finn Balor. That darkness is gonna. It's seeping out.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think Finn Balor is such, like, right now he's the hottest thing in NXT.
He is.
And, God, that'd be a huge turn if they did that. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But speaking of Finn Balor, he, of course, is getting his NXT title match after beating Tyler Breeze at Unstoppable. He's receiving it in Tokyo, Japan on July 4th.
Dude.
How huge is that match?
That's awesome. I was considering waking up at like 2 in the morning to watch it. But then I was like, oh, it's on the network. I can just wake up at like 10 and watch it. And I just won't get on the internet and see spoilers.
Yeah.
Because I want to know.
And that's huge. I think it's awesome. Taking a step back, talking about the network, that they're offering this entire show. From what I understand, the entire show is going to be broadcast live from Japan.
Yeah.
It's going to include, Cena, Brock Lesnar's going to have a match, Jericho's going to have a match. I think it's awesome that they're going to be doing that.
Yeah.
And it really makes the network, just the last few months, it seems like they're finally realizing that they can do a lot with the network. And this seems to be a great idea for them to use it for these kind of shows. And I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for Balor versus Kevin Owens. Do you think Balor wins the belt?
I kind of do. I mean, like, man, it would be huge. Doing it in Japan.
Yeah, it's huge, man. It
would be awesome.
The first NXT championship change outside of Florida.
Yeah.
And what better way to do it than in Japan?
Yeah, I think it would be cool. Lead to something else. Maybe that would be the end of Kevin Owens on NXT, which is kind of be a bummer.
Yeah, it would suck.
But it'd be a bigger and better move for him too.
It would be interesting. I'm kind of interested because I wonder if Itami was supposed to win that match, because it was supposed to be a triple threat.
Yeah.
And then they were going to do him winning the title in Japan, his home country. Like, that would have been huge.
Yeah.
But I think for Balor it's going to be huge because he also did wrestle. He's wrestled in Japan so many times.
Yeah. I just know I'm excited for that match, period.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it should be a really fun show, kind of like a cool super card. And I like that, I like that the WWE is using the network and creating exclusive content. You had King of the Ring, you had Elimination Chamber, you're getting the special in Japan. Like, that's what I want to see the network do more cool stuff.
On top of all the other shows they have, of course, every pay-per-view ever, they've had a lot of... I'm really excited for that new show that's coming out, the, Punk show.
Yeah,
I think that would be fun. So, network is a plus. If you don't have it, what are you waiting for? It's so good. This Sunday, of course, on the network, this is the huge show. One of our favorite shows of the year, Money in the Bank. We're going to run down the card real quickly here in the last 20 minutes and just give our predictions, our thoughts. Of course, we've got the pre-show match going down. I don't know if anybody really cares. There's been some slight build to it, but we've got R-Truth versus Wade Barrett, who is the 2015 King of the Ring.
Oh, that's the pre-show match, right?
That is the pre-show match. R-Truth just randomly gets himself involved. I don't know what they're doing, and then they did.
Did you see the promo on Raw?
Yeah,
when he randomly came out, and they were like, "Well, you're not." That was like one of the best segments on Raw. Like, oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't fast forward through that, because sometimes I fast forward through promos. But man, no, that was so great.
It was weird. Like, I don't know what they were. Like, was that planned? Like, was it... I don't know.
It had to have been.
I don't know if they're just going to go back to making R-Truth a crazy person, which is cool because R-Truth should be a crazy person. This match, Wade Barrett, dude, has been on the losing end since he won King of the Ring. He's lost left and right. Who are you picking in this one?
Sorry, say that one again.
R-Truth versus Wade Barrett.
Barrett. King Barrett, come on, man. If Truth wins that, I'm going to smash my head through your computer. No, that's got to be Barrett. It makes no sense for King Barrett. He's been on kind of a losing streak.
Yeah, he has been.
And I would hate that.
So Barrett, I pick Barrett as well. He's got to win, especially just being King of the Ring. Hopefully, R-Truth, he doesn't need the win. He's kind of just there. We've also got the Divas Championship on the line. Nikki Bella defending against Paige.
Yeah.
A lot of people are complaining that Paige has gone a lot of title matches.
Yeah.
And I would complain too, but there's really nobody else. Like, who'd you rather have in the title picture?
Brie.
Cameron? Like,
Brie
I guess
would
if they
work,
did,
yeah.
if they did Brie versus Nikki, I mean, they dropped the ball on that months ago.
Yeah, they did.
If they would have done that, I would have been down with that.
Or Naomi. Tamina hasn't done it. Like, the women's division is kind of, Natalia's kind of just off right now.
Yeah, it's totally been, it's night and day from the NXT Divas, man.
Yeah, it's weird. And see, now I'm kind of torn on this one because I was thinking Paige, but she starts Tough Enough in like a week.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Is she going to be, unless she's going to be just doing the live events or the live shows or the TV tapings and not doing the house shows, like,
well, if she does,
man.
I don't know how they're filming Tough Enough.
I don't know how they're filming it either. I know that they've already started filming it this week and they've already made some cuts.
And she's just like a judge, right?
Yeah, so I'm going with her.
Yeah.
But I'm really unsure if that's accurate.
I just don't like Nikki Bella as champion, man. I think that they don't know what to do. And the last match at the last show, Elimination Chamber, the triple threat between Nikki, Paige, and Naomi was just not a good match at all.
Yeah.
And I'm not really blaming Nikki for that, but
someone will, and whoever that is, you're wrong.
I just don't think that dude, I just don't care about the Bellas at all. I think Paige
They kind of dropped the ball on it. They dropped the ball on the entire Divas division recently.
Totally. I think Paige is obviously the person that they want to be the face of the division at this time.
Yeah. I
really don't know who else there is for...
Well, even Emma. Emma dropped back down to NXT.
Yeah.
Right now, so she's not even there.
Exactly.
I'm sure Natalia's off because of the possible injury to Tyson Kidd.
Right.
Which, she should be by her husband's side if something that serious is going on. And there's a whole lot of speculation and rumors. All I know, I just want Tyson Kidd to be better and be back in the ring. And so that means Natalia's gone for a year to work with him.
Right.
Fine.
So are you going with Paige or are you going with Nikki?
I'm going to go with Paige, but I'm really still I'm probably going to be wrong on that one, I feel.
I'm going to go with Nikki then with what you said because you did bring up a good point. I was actually going to go with Paige as well, but I think that...
So now I got convinced you to change your mind and I'm not going to change. I'm probably going to be wrong. I should just pick Nikki. I don't know.
This is it. If you're going to do it now.
I'm going to pick Nikki.
All right.
I'm changing it in my phone right now.
All right, we're both going with Nikki Bella as much as I don't like it.
It's going to be Nikki.
I really don't know who they can have challenge Nikki next, though, is kind of my questioning. Like, who else, what other diva can step up unless they go ahead with a whole Bella versus Bella feud, maybe.
They bring up Flair.
Yeah, I think that would be a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Intercontinental title also defended. Ryback defending for the first time against Big Show. Again, a lot of people complaining about Ryback being the Intercontinental champion. And I was not a huge Ryback fan. I'm still not a huge Ryback fan.
Yeah. I
think he was the best choice between him and Sheamus being the last two in the Elimination Chamber last month.
Oh, Sheamus, you're the worst.
Sheamus, hands down, I just don't get it. I don't know why people like him.
I don't either.
But Ryback...
Upside down Eric Rowan.
Ryback, I think that there's hopefully some promise with him. A lot of people do like the Feed Me More stuff.
They like the Feed Me More. He's kind of got that, he's that big muscly guy. He's got that slight Goldberg-esque feel to him.
Totally.
He's going to keep his belt. It'll be probably a good match against him and Big Show. Like a good, the good big
as
guy
good as
match.
It can be.
As what it won't be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. It won't be Finn Balor versus Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
But it will be, Ryback looking really good against the biggest guy that WWE has.
Yeah, he'll pick him up for the Shell Shock. And there'll be a good defense for him. They're not going to have him lose it 2 weeks into just winning it.
That would be terrible.
Least, who knows? Maybe they will. Who knows?
I hope not.
So we're both going Ryback?
Yeah, Ryback all the way.
Tag titles also defended. The New Day, which will be represented by Big E and Xavier Woods, will be facing Darren Young and Titus O'Neil of the Primetime Players. The New Day, again, kind of started out with some hype.
Yep.
And then nobody liked them, so they went down. and now they've gone heel.
Yep.
New,
Which
they sucked.
Yeah, I love it.
And now they're pretty much right now the hottest thing in the tag division. And it seems like they're doing the whole. They're doing a lot of the all three members. They're using the Freebird rule, so all three members or any two of the three
can defend,
which is what's happening here.
But Kofi's in that other match, so
right,
he probably won't be.
Right. So who are you liking here?
I really want the Primetime Players to have their day.
Okay.
I'm going with the Primetime Players. I am not changing this one. I want the Primetime Players. I like the Primetime Players. I liked them before they broke them up, and when they broke them up, I was like, that's stupid. Why'd you break them up?
Yeah.
WWE listened to me. They put them back together. It took them like a year and a half to listen. I don't know. My letters must have got lost in the mail or something. But I really like the Primetime Players, and I think this is a cool opportunity to have someone new, get a good chance, have a good title shot, and take it from the New Day.
Yeah.
And, and really look at it in a different way and do something interesting with those two teams, especially now, as I wanted Cesaro and Kid to win the tag championships last month.
I agree.
Or last month, 2 weeks ago at Elimination Chamber.
Right. And
that didn't happen. And now with Cesaro and Kid being kind of on a hiatus until whatever's going on with Kid gets sorted out, I think the Primetime Players are a top team to put in that spot. And I think they should get the belt.
Nice. I agree. I'm going to go with PTP as well. I think that they should kind of capitalize on the publicity that both Titus and Darren have right now.
That's true, too.
Titus, of course, being nominated, or he won.
He won Athletic Dad of the Year or something like that.
I don't know who else he was in the running against.
There was an NBA player, a hockey player. I remember looking at the list and being like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So it was a couple, as far as I remember, legitimate, well-known people. So it's pretty cool to see him in that list for sure.
And of course, Darren Young. Everybody knows about Darren Young having come out last year.
Yeah.
So
I think that would be your first openly gay champion of any kind in any of the major companies.
Yeah, as far as I know.
I'm sure that there are other guys that are gay that are wrestling and have had belts at some point.
Yeah.
But Pat Patterson.
Right.
But no one while they're running being openly out, and so I think that's really great for Darren Young to be able to be that role model for someone.
Just huge publicity for WWE.
Exactly.
If they do that, and WWE, they're a money hungry.
Yeah.
Publicity machine.
They are.
John Cena versus Kevin Owens, the rematch.
Oh man,
the epic match that happened just 2 weeks ago. I want to say last month. It was last month.
Man, I know it's so weird having all these events so close. But again, I'm loving the networks doing that.
This rematch is going to be huge. A lot of people are really tuning in to watch this match, and it was a show stealer at Elimination Chamber.
Absolutely, yeah. It stole the 2 Elimination Chamber matches out from under them.
Easily. So does Cena bounce back, pick up the win here? Do we have a rubber match at the next show, or does Kevin Owens just clean sweep it?
My pre-thinking about this, I put down Kevin Owens, but I think there might be some sort of shifty ending.
Okay.
Maybe it's a DQ ending. Maybe something. Maybe Kevin Owens gets disqualified to let John Cena have the victory. I don't know, but I think there's a weird finish. Is more than picking one person or the other. I think it's a weird finish.
Okay.
So, but man, I'm excited for that match though, and that's weird to be this excited for a John Cena match. That's not usually my thing.
Yeah.
But again, this goes back to and I've said this before, that John Cena is a good guy and he will put on a good match when he's given the time and working with someone that can also do that. You put John Cena and Sheamus back, you're not going to get the same match as John Cena and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
But these two, I think, are going to have another phenomenal match, and I'm excited for that. So,
I say that John Cena wins by countout.
You think John Cena wins by countout? That specific?
Yes.
See, yeah. I guess I'm saying something similar. I think I'm saying John Cena wins by DQ.
Okay.
Is the probable outcome. Man, I'd love to be shocked, though, and have Kevin Owens,
upset him.
Yeah.
It should really be for the U.S. belt. Like,
Yeah,
I don't understand why
weird.
it's not.
Well, because they're defending it every other night anyway, so.
Yeah.
At least the Cena Open Challenge is still going on, because that's been really entertaining.
It has been entertaining. I think it's brought kind of a new reason to watch Raw.
Yeah, no, it totally is. Yeah, what's going to happen with this belt on this show?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially with the challenges he got from Sami Zayn, Neville.
Yeah.
Like, those are really good matches he had. And then Kevin Owens now on top of it. So we both predict John Cena to win. It's going to be shady. It's not going to be a clean finish. And we'll see if we're right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come to the Money in the Bank ladder match, where the winner will have the contract that they can redeem at any time for up to a full year. We've got Dolph Ziggler, Neville, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, and Kane.
Mm-hmm.
7 guys. This match, it's not on paper the best Money in the Bank match I've ever seen. Neville, I'm pumped for.
Yeah.
Ziggler, I'm pumped for.
Neville's only done one other ladder match in his career.
Which was against Bo Dallas?
Which was against Bo Dallas in NXT.
Really?
Yeah.
Guess who's been in the most Money in the Bank matches?
Randy Orton?
No. It's actually a tie between Kane and Christian, but after tomorrow, Kane will now have that title with 7.
Wow.
So...
And that's not going to get broken by Christian, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably not.
Man.
But
that guy.
This match, again, a lot of random people. Kofi Kingston randomly in there.
Yeah.
Kane randomly in there. Sheamus, who gives up?
Yeah.
I really have a bad feeling that Sheamus is going to win it. Already going to give it to Neville.
I don't think they're going to give it to Neville this early.
I don't. Not this early. Dolph Ziggler's already had it. Randy Orton's already had it. Not that a previous winner can't win it again. It's only happened. Yeah, it's only happened once before. But
That's right. We said CM Punk on a wrestling podcast. What now?
What? And then Roman Reigns. I say it becomes between Roman Reigns and Sheamus, really.
Yeah, and I put Roman Reigns because I just don't want Sheamus to win. I don't see where they go with the story with Sheamus at all. I see where a story can go with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I agree. Sheamus will just be carrying it around, doing nothing until...
Are you not impressed? No!
Oh, you friggin' suck, Sheamus.
Yeah.
You need to go back to wherever you came from.
Ireland. We've got Finn Balor now. We've got a good Irishman, so you can leave.
Somebody had mentioned that they should put Becky Lynch with Sheamus.
Oh.
And I'm like, dude, that's like the dumbest idea ever just because they're Irish.
Yeah.
Like, no. Becky Lynch, so much better.
Yep.
So, Roman Reigns?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. I do have that unsettling fear that maybe Sheamus will get it.
Yeah.
There's a small, like a 1% chance that Kane might get it to cash in on Rollins, which could be interesting for a match, but kind of not a long-term story. So we'll see. We'll see.
And the main event for the WWE Championship, Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose in a ladder match.
Yep.
This feud has been great, man.
Dude,
I think
so
Dean
good.
Ambrose has really shined so much in the role of challenger, especially with him stealing the title. It's been a lot of fun. It kind of feels almost Attitude Era-esque.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Dean Ambrose.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people, Dean Ambrose right now is aside from like Cena, like I think he's the biggest face in the company right now.
Yeah.
I think he's getting
as much as they want Roman Reigns to be.
Yeah, like hands down, Dean Ambrose is the top guy in my opinion. And I think this should be a great match. We've seen Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose in Hell in a Cell. This feud, again, it never really appropriately ended last year at Hell in a Cell. And now we're pretty much getting the end to it here.
Yeah, and I'm so excited for this match. And I like that I'm bummed that there's not 2 Money in the Bank matches. Like one for the IC title shot or for like a tag team title shot would be cool.
Yeah.
But having a second ladder match, I think, is a great way to go.
Totally.
So
I agree.
As long as the Money in the Bank match doesn't open the show. Like, that's one thing, like, it would be a little weird to have that one open and have the other one close the show.
I don't think they'll be back-to-back.
Nah, I don't think they'll be back-to-back, but I think they'll be, like, mid-card.
I could see Money in the Bank being, like, the... Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it opened the show, but I think it would be maybe the last match at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
I can see maybe
I
the
could see
second or
that.
third.
The end of the first hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. And,
So Seth Rollins retain?
I'm going with Seth Rollins retaining.
Okay.
I kind of want Ambrose to win, but I don't think he's going to win. But, man, then again, you never know sometimes. These ladder matches, it's crazy.
It is.
But I think I'm going with Seth Rollins.
I'm going to go with Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose wins. Roman Reigns cashes in.
That same night?
In the same night.
Man.
And we get, hopefully, maybe, possibly,
A Shield triple
leading to a
threat.
Shield triple threat.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Shield triple threat at SummerSlam for the title would be huge.
SummerSlam is what, 2 months away?
Yes, we still have one more pay-per-view to go.
Battleground?
Battleground. You can have Battleground, have Brock Lesnar get his hands on Seth Rollins for what he did.
Yeah.
And then you can go.
No, I could see that.
Or even do it for number one contender.
Yeah.
Seth would have to win.
Yeah.
But, they can do something with that.
Yeah. Well, if Seth loses his title to Dean Ambrose and then Roman Reigns cashes in, Seth Rollins never got a rematch.
Exactly. As much as I don't like the instant title changes like that.
Yeah.
I think here would be huge because I
think it would be huge.
They've got to do something. They've been playing around with it enough that Reigns and Ambrose are still cool.
Yeah.
They've got to do something to break it.
Yeah, I thought of that as a possibility, and then I almost put that down too, but then I was like, no, I don't know, man. That would be pretty exciting though.
Yeah.
That I think I went for that would be the exciting ending. I went for the more predictable ending.
Yeah.
But I would love to see. I would love to be wrong.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, Money in the Bank live on the network. It should be an exciting show.
Should be.
And hopefully it pays off to.
Maybe they'll add Cesaro to that Money in the Bank ladder match too, just to give him a spot.
Who knows? I think somebody else is definitely needed. I think
they're going to add an 8th guy.
You think so?
I think so.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to our opinions. I know you guys got your own. Thank you for listening to ours, though. We appreciate it. I have no idea when I'm going to do another Ring Awareness show, but I do enjoy talking to Kyle and everybody else I've had on and getting opinions. So if there's enough positive feedback on this one, maybe I'll do another one here soon. I do want to bring it back at some point. I just have been so busy, I don't even know when or how, or kind of these big shows are the reason I want to talk about wrestling.
Yep. But I kind of bugged you on this one, too, because I was like, ladder matches, Adam, we can't not talk about ladder matches.
This is true. It's like Christmas.
It is. It's so good.
It's Christmas Eve. It's Money in the Bank Eve. So again, thank you guys for listening. Again, go back, listen to other ones. We hope to see you next Saturday at Destiny Wrestling Show. There is no line. Again, Mark Casaus and so many other great talents. If you need tickets, hit me or Kyle up. We have them, and we can get you front row, second row, general admission, whatever. But thank you guys so much again for listening. We appreciate it. Until then, this is Kyle and Adam signing off.
Adios.